Not really a whole lot Jamie can do out here today because the rock quarry's closed, and I'm going to be brush hogging. I'm going to move that truck right there and those limbs right there, and that's the area I'm going to clear out to put the fifth wheel over there overlooking the stream. And like I said, the other container going right behind Tinker there, that way I can utilize two spaces and put roofs over them and have some dry covered area for a workshop and for Jet, Jamie's horse. We had a neighbor that raises horses and was good enough to take Jet in for a while, and we need to not encroach too much on that generosity and hurry up and get Jet out of there and over here in his new home. So Jamie's gonna go over and visit with Jet and reassure him that we haven't forgot about him, and I'm gonna work out here. We'll be back. I got the road opened up a little bit, just kind of scooting stuff around. It'll be easy to organize all this once we have time to gather our thoughts. And like I said, we got two more containers coming in. Got that truck moved out here so I could push this down a little bit, and I think this is where our temporary home site's going to be, right here, because the stream's right over there. But I was out here working and I heard Jamie calling for me, and her voice sounded really far away, but she wasn't. I don't know how she gets places around here. Anyway, what'd you see over there, honey? What'd you see over there? Huh? Big cat prints? I got the road opened up a little bit, just kind of scooting stuff around. It'll be easy to organize all this once we have time to gather our thoughts. And like I said, we got two more containers coming in. Got that truck moved out here so I could push this down a little bit, and I think this is where our temporary home site's going to be, right here, because the stream's right over there. But I was out here working and I heard Jamie calling for me, and her voice sounded really far away, but she wasn't. I don't know how she gets places around here. Anyway, what'd you see over there, honey? What'd you see over there? Huh? Big cat prints?
Nutria holes all right there.
Oh, that's not good. We gotta kill those. Those are big rats.
The water is so clear. You can see every tiny little thing on the bottom. Like if there was gold in there, you'd just be able to walk and see it.
Jamie thinks she's gonna find gold out there. We already found gold out here, honey.
What?
We already found gold out here. Yep. Yeah, I think this is a good spot for our temporary home, right here. And I can keep an eye on my trucks out there in the lot. I'll get that all cleaned up. We'll make that look nice. Just got to make sure I stay 100 feet from the stream, so I'm going to go get my handy dandy tape and stake it off. That's a pretty cool little, that's a pasture way out back behind our neighbor's property where they have rescue horses. Hey, that white horse has been staring at me ever since I mowed down this spot. Over there in that pasture. Yeah, I can. He's curious. I'm going to call him Curious George. He may already have a name, but I'm calling him Curious George. Where are you going?
There's little burrows. There's little tunnels that go like all the way to the water.
Yeah? Well, that's how the deer get up and down. Yeah, there should be fence posts right over there. That's the eastern boundary. Yeah, I like this spot. You can hear the water bubbling, and it's pretty cool. And it's close to everything. And it's far enough away from where we're going to build our tree fort, which is way down there. But it might work out to be a nice little guest place to spend the night for friends and family. Gotta go back to work. What a beautiful day. It's funny how we get on the property and all of a sudden we start getting some sunshine. 'Cause it was gray and dark and windy and cold and dreary the whole time we were moving off that other place. But beautiful day to be out here clearing a spot for our homestead. I'm probably gonna have to move some of this stuff we got laying around here. Most of that stuff that goes on our deck and will be around the little cozy home we're gonna build anyway. But Annabella is gonna be Anna. She's gonna be riding shotgun with Jamie today in the bullfrog dump truck. She's out here exploring. Very excited. Hey, do you like it out here? Do you like it out here? There's critters out here. You got to be careful. You know, pretty much everything's bigger than you. Annabella. This is one of the things that's both good and bad. Oh yeah, I got my underlayment spread out there. Ready. Jamie's off getting a load of the big rock. We're going to go ahead and fix this spot. It's the last spot in the parking area that needs the big rock in it. And then maybe a little bit over here by the front of where we're going to put our home. But the problem I have is that's all the stuff out of our yard that just got put there because it was stuff that was out in the yard and didn't need to be in anything. Unfortunately, all the stuff from our yard is sitting right where I want to make our yard and put our little home. So what I'm going to do is we reevaluated what we're doing over here. I am going to put a roof over this, and the back half of this was going to be for Jamie's horse. But I decided that Jet deserves a little more room than that. Plus, my container's crammed with parts and stuff. So we're going to put another container right over here and do the same thing, except it'll just be one big roof over all of them. That'll give me that whole spot over there for kind of like a shop and a temporary shop and place to park some of my cars. And no, I didn't sell my Camaro. I just don't have it out here right now, but that'd be a good place to park that. Anyway, so we're going to put another container right about there with a space in between them, and then that way Jet can have the back half of that space for his barn, and the front half Jamie can have for her tack room, and then she'll be able to pull right up here with a truck with hay in it. And the problem we had at the last place was when she brought hay in, she had to take it through Jet's barn to put it where she stored it, and he would just literally run her over getting the hay. So what'll be cool is she can back up with a truck right here. I'll have her door and an enclosed area. She have all her tack and the hay up front, and then when she brings it in, Jet leaves her alone because he's out back in his little barn thing, and they'll put a fence in between them under the roof. And this will be cool because it'll allow me to take a bunch of stuff out of my container, and then the other container we're going to put over here, and then Jamie can empty a bunch of stuff out of her container, and stuff that we can actually use in the house will effectively more than double the space of my fifth wheel, and be able to set her up with a proper muck room and laundry room. Not her, set us up with a proper muck room and laundry room and stuff. That way when we come in, we can rinse right off, get out of our muddy clothes, and then go on into our little home. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take all this yard stuff and I'll make room for it right here. And I'm going to do that by pulling this Corvette back and over here and putting it back in this corner, and then I can push the Wildcat straight forward to the back of that container, and that'll open up all this space for me to put the yard stuff in and get it out of the way, where I can get to work over here clearing our little spot for our home. Kind of excited about that, getting out here on the property. Yeah, it's going to be rough at first, and I think I'm going to have to order a porta potty for Jamie, because I guess I haven't really given much thought to the fact that she can't just use nature like us men can out here. So we'll get her a porta potty out here, although my fifth wheel does have a bathroom and storage tanks in it, but we don't want to be filling that up. And you have to be very careful about what we do out here, because we're not going to be like the tenants, co-tenants at the last place we were at. We're going to make sure we do stuff right and have permits for it. And that's why, to be frank with you, that my business is shut down right now. I have to make sure that I do things right out here. I know I can have trucks out here, but I don't believe I can actually be doing business out here. It's a farmland, and we will be using it as such, but I do have farm trucks that I use. And I think I got proof of that. Anyway, let me get to work on moving all that stuff, get a spot cleared out for the container that's coming tomorrow, and the other container that's coming tomorrow. And then this weekend, we'll be bringing the fifth wheel out here and mating it to the container, and should have some fun with that. We'll be back. Well, I got the Corvette moved back, getting ready to move the Wildcat, but Jamie's making good time today. She already made it back with that load of big rock. So we'll get that dumped. I've already got a gate open. I'll spread that out while she goes to get more. And then I'll continue rearranging the spot where I can clear out the spot for the house. Got to kind of go on the fly with this stuff. Jamie's gotten real good with this dump truck. In fact, now she brings her little road dog along with her. She made a little box and bullfrog for Annabella. She gets a little nervous when the rocks get dumped, but she's getting used to it. We found that it's better with this big rock if we just dump it and then I push it forward onto the underlayment. Sometimes his accelerator pedal sticks a little bit, but she knows how to deal with it. It's nice to see Annabella getting out and getting a little fresh air and running around. All right, we'll get her back on the road. I'll get back on cleaning that mess up so I can clear out the spot. Oh, sure is nice to see that strange orange object in the sky. There goes Jamie. There goes my girls. Good girls. This will give you a good shot of the before and after. This is before, and then I'll show you after. But yeah, this big rock and the underlayment is definitely the way to overcome this deep mud out here. And I've learned that all the rock that we put in before didn't go completely to waste, because if you step on this real muddy area, you can feel where you hit a pretty solid base after a few inches. But just to give you an idea, some people might be in a situation where they need to cover up a real muddy spot so they can drive on it. This is what we found works best. Get a roll of underlayment, you roll it out, you leave the roll at the far end to kind of anchor it. You dump your rock on the cut end and you push it towards the roll, and it's worked real good for us. And then of course we'll have to come back later and put smaller gravel over it, but at least we'll have a good foundation. Jamie brought the second load of big rock in. Got to get to spreading. I guess Annabella was driving her nuts whining in the dump truck. So I set her up a little cabana over there where she's got a roof over her head, and she can be in the sunshine while I'm working, and then I can give her a break every now and then. What do you think, honey? You probably don't like it, but it's better than sitting in the motel room all day, isn't it? Huh? Little thing. Oh no, Daddy's got to go to work. I'll be right back. Yeah, you got to be careful out here and make sure your little critters got roofs over their heads, or other little critters will fly in and get them. Anyway, I'm gonna spread this rock. We're making good progress. It's all good. As you can see, it really doesn't take all that much time to spread it out. And yeah, it's pretty thick right there. And I like leaving it thick like that, because we've covered a lot of ground this way. And I noticed that we come up with a spot here and there where the water tends to pool, but this actually raises the ground level up a little bit, and the water tends to run away from the areas that we do this in. You can see this has been down for a while, and I really like the way the big rocks lock together as you drive over them with heavy stuff. And yeah, we can fill all those cracks and stuff in between them in with smaller rocks, but that is definitely the way to go right there. And you can see I made it halfway across the area that I had spread out. Still needs to be packed down a lot. I just pack it down a little bit with the tractor to kind of lock it in place before the dump truck goes over it. And we'll try to get all the way over there to where Pumpkin's at today. I don't see any reason why we can't. He's already sitting on rock right now. We just got to fill this little spot in between. And I'd like to put some of this over where we're going to be dropping the containers tomorrow. I don't want any issues with the containers. I'll be back. I got to go move that wildcat over yonder. You guys missed some action last night. The camera went dead on the battery, but I was helping my neighbor out make a crossing where his horses could get back across. The stream had washed out where he used to drive across the bed, and Pumpkin's left front paw fell off into the stream, and I couldn't back up, so I had to take a leap of faith and drive into the stream, and he went swimming, and it was pretty deep. It was a little intimidating, but kind of fun too. Anyway, we got the job done over there. The horses can get back and forth. Got the guys bringing the containers out today. We're getting 2 more containers, so I did get this spot all cleared out yesterday where we had all of our household stuff. There was quite a bit of it there, and that's the spot where I want to put my 5th wheel and one of the 2 containers that are coming today. So got to get on getting that cleared out. They're going to be out here at 10 o'clock with the first one. Well, they said 10, but And I got that as organized as I could, but when we get these 2 containers out here, it'll help us to organize a lot more. But the second container is going over here to the right of these containers with a space between it, and that'll be Jet's barn and Jamie's tack room. So I got to get this all brush hogged out right here, pull a couple of fence posts out there, and I figured I'd go ahead and focus on this spot first, because once they drop the first container off, they'll need time to go get the other container and come back, and while they're going to get the second one, I can focus on this area over here. This area right here will be a lot quicker to clean up, so let me go get my brush hog hooked on there, get this cleaned out. Jamie's off in the bullfrog already, going to get some more rock. We did get about 200, maybe 250 feet in yesterday. I've got one little spot right here that needs a little attention, right where they're going to be backing up to put that container in, and then I have a spot over there that I'm going to put underlayment down on, and we'll get some more rock in there, and then we should be in pretty good shape on our roads. So I'll be back. Holy cow, these guys don't play around. I still got to spread this rock out right here for the one that's going by the house, and but they bring 2 of them at a time. Apparently another truck's going to be here in 10 or 15 minutes with the second one. Going a little better today. Got some good rock for these guys out here, and nice guys. Evergreen. Anyway, I'm gonna get this rock spread out because we got another one coming. I like that. Yep. I'll be back. Holy cow, these container guys aren't messing around. They already got one dropped off over there, and the other one's here. I gotta drop some rock and spread it real quick. That'll be Jamie's tack room and Jed's barn. Picture with a roof over it. And this one lined up. Which doesn't bother me because I've already learned that I can pick these things up and I can scoot them around with the equipment that I have. But this one is going to be an extension to our home. We're going to attach this to my fifth wheel over there, overlooking the stream. And no, I don't want it in the middle of my parking lot. But it's all good because I got a couple trees to take down. I'll chop them into sections, put them underneath and in front of that, chain homer to a tree, and drag it into position when I get the spot all prepped. So I'm okay with that. But what I have learned about storage container delivery guys, and yes, Dave, I am going there, is that they're going to do what they're going to do. And you know, I don't know how many years of college you have to take before you can, before you're qualified to haul large metal boxes on a truck. But I don't think it's very many. But you know, a guy that spent the last 6, 7, 8 months preparing his property and his roads, if he tells you stay on the big rock, probably a good idea to stay on the big rock and not, you know, go off the big rock and into the little rock. And I just don't. I'm just gonna shut up. Anyway, these will be the last containers that get delivered to this property. If I need a large box, again, I'll build one. It's a lot easier. And I will also get this one drug to where it needs to be, and that one leveled out and lined up, and we're grateful. But what was funny was the first time he pulled over here and got the front of his truck sunk here, I was like, well, he had this container backed up by that container, and I was like, well, why are you even over there when this container's not going over there, it's going over there? And he's like, hey, what you need to do is not tell me how to do my job and just go get your tractor and pull me out. And at which time I just had to invoke Psalm 141:3, which I use all the time, which is said, watch, O Lord, before my mouth, keep the door of my lips. And I use that daily. And because he still had my container on his truck, even though his truck was stuck and not going anywhere. So then he had a chance to think about it, because I gave him a little gave him a little talk about how you ask someone to help you and how you don't ask someone to help you. But anyway, yeah, it's all good. We got 2 containers. You got to kind of look beyond the bad and see the good. We've got 2 more containers that we need on the property, and as anyone who's watched CTR like 7, 8, or 9 knows, we can reposition containers, and it's a lot easier to pull one, you know, 30 or 40 feet straight back than it is to move one from the other side of that tree across the parking lot and clear over there. So we'll get her done. Classic Truck Rescue, answering the phone. Peace out. Oh, yeah, not exactly where I want them, but you know, really, if you think about it, sometimes you just got to be grateful for what you do have, you know. And I thank God for all of this, you know, every bit of this. And you know, one way of looking at it as well, there's 2 more containers on the property, just about where they need to be, and they're not out in some other town or waiting to be loaded on a truck. They're here, and all I got to do is put them exactly where they go. So yeah, I do want to thank the guys that brought them out. It couldn't have been easy for them. I'm sure they don't like having to get pulled out with my tow truck 6 times or twice with my tractor. And I thought about that. I mean, sometimes you got to put yourself in the other guy's shoes. So grateful to have them. Thanking God for all the blessings and opportunities out here, and ready to go to work. Got to go fix my tractor. Need some pins and stuff updated. I'll be back. Well, I guess we're official now. I've been feeling sorry for my little woman.
Meanwhile, while you were working,
What happened over here, honey?
you know what? Prepping's cool. All you ladies out there, I can pee in the woods. I don't have a problem with that. But when you gotta go do your other business, that's where I draw the line. I'm calling these guys. And these guys gave us poo about not being here.
They did give us some poo. We weren't here when they showed up. They gave us a bunch of stuff.
We feel important. We have
Look how happy
amenities.
she is.
Look, I've always wanted, when someday in our house, our bathroom has to have a urinal.
I agree, honey.
And it's got to be made out of lips.
I like. What?
Haven't you ever seen those? It's a urinal and it looks like the Rolling Stones mouth.
No, I haven't seen one of those, and most of my viewers probably haven't.
Cool, they're just kind of funny. I mean, what kind of guy wouldn't want to pee into that? Anyway.
What kind of song would you sing about this, honey? Because I know you're in a really good mood right now. She gets so happy about the silliest things. But, you let me know when you figure that out.
Was one time a band came?
Yeah?
I am
Well,
not.
that would go with the band camp theme.
I am not doing my business in the woods. I'm 50 years old and that's the first time I ever did that and it's horrible.
Well, you don't have to live through that again,
I
honey.
know, I got a porta potty. I got a porta potty.